And it's Feeling You with Vic the Brick Jacobs right there. Look at him with that nutty hat. And
Yeah,
PJ, I'm over here. I'm with the palm tree. We're hanging out. You've got the Hello Kitty behind you.
HK all the way. My beloved bride Yuko Sakamoto is a disciple of Hello Kitty, and she has supported the cat for years,
I
for
love it.
decades, and it's all over our house. We even have a Hello Kitty vacuum, PJ.
I love it. You're totally Hello Kitty.
HK'd out, man. HK'd out, and PJ, I am Major League Baseball playoffs out.
We're celebrating.
Wow.
Wow, it's
I
wild.
mean, I have never been so intense of a fan
Yeah,
for these MLB playoffs.
it's beautiful.
Incredible. We have the Dodgers and Milwaukee, but leading up to that, I mean, just how about that 15 inning marathon?
Ooh, wow.
That was wild. The
That-
longest, win or go home, game five, Seattle finally, you know, surviving the marathon.
yep.
And the Dodgers Phillies heavyweight series.
That was a heavyweight fight. That really was. When it's like that and it's 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, that's when you really see the pitching is working. It's working on both sides. It was working for the Phillies, it was working for the Dodgers, and it was just a stroke of luck who won in the end because that game could have gone either way.
If it went back to Philadelphia, I believe the Phillies would have
I do too.
won the series.
Hmm.
But the Dodgers just did enough. They did the little things. Once again, it's not just the big booming bats, of Ohtani and Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts,
Yep.
and Teoscar. It's the little things that won that game. It was a walk. It was a single by Kike. It was another walk,
Yep.
and then of course the crazy wild pitch. But great. Well, it wasn't a wild pitch, but the wild throw
Wild throw.
by Kirkinger,
Yeah.
which was very sad to see a game of that incredible discipline end on an errant throw,
Yeah.
and it sunk all the Phillies' hearts, but it became ecstasy for the Dodgers. But you got to give up for the pitching once again. It was the Dodgers starting pitching, which we both said, beginning of the playoffs, they're healthy
Yep.
and they have the secret weapon of Roki Sasaki.
That is the secret weapon right there. Number 11, flame throwing. Number 11, with that expression that never changes, same expression, but all business. I love it. He just comes in and throws strikes and throws those pitches that he throws. Amazing player. And he really is, the salt of the team now that in the playoffs. He really is. I think he's the one that can take the Dodgers to the World Series. He's the capper.
Without Sasaki, this team would have been out.
Yeah.
But in Cincinnati, he proved in the wild cards that he could throw
Oh
and
yeah.
throw BBs.
Yep.
And he was not phased by the bullpen of Philadelphia
No.
because he even said when they were screaming at him, he didn't even know what they were saying. He didn't understand English.
See that? It's a blessing. It's a blessing and a curse all at the same
He,
time.
he and so he was able to escape that, the fury of Philly, and come back home and go nine up, nine down. Are you kidding me?
Incredible.
Even Dave Roberts, Sensei, said one of the greatest relief performances he's ever seen
Yep.
in the playoffs. And Dave's seen thousands of appearances in the playoffs, and to see Sasaki roll him down and then glass down the hometown kid, from LA, out last year with injury, hasn't really pitched a giant game for the Dodgers in his career. Steps up with 6 innings to match Christopher Sanchez, pitch for
Wow.
pitch. And then the bullpen came in, did his job. Sheehan came in, got some big outs. Vesia
Yes.
got some big outs. And then, of course, Sasaki, nailing it down. And jubilation in the city of Los Angeles and the Ciudad as they get ready for Milwaukee.
Ooh.
And
They better
PJ,
be ready too, because as you know, 0-6 against Milwaukee Brewers this year, the Dodgers are. And of course, they were injured at that time. They didn't have all their pitching. It might be a different series this time. I still believe that it's going to be a 1-1, 2-1 type situation because First of all, Dodgers offense is not there. Secondly, the pitching on both sides is excellent, and it's going to be fun to watch who makes the first mistake. And obviously, Brewers have the advantage because first two games are in their house, and that's an advantage. You know, if you're a Dodger fan, you were really hoping the Cubs were going to win so that it would start in Los Angeles. Didn't happen. So, who are you throwing the weight to for the Brewers Dodgers?
Well, I'll tell you, the weight is on Ohtani-san. How the Dodgers won the series against Philadelphia when Ohtani-san was a non-factor. He hit
Non-fact.
148.
Yeah,
How do
terrible.
you win a series when Ohtani-san has a ground single
Yeah,
in 4 games? And that was it.
yeah,
He hit a big walk,
yeah.
and when they walked him, you were saying, "Oh, can't that went a great move," because we knew Ohtani-san was in a funk. He
Right.
was he was doing nothing. He was flailing away. He was not focusing. He
No,
was chasing. He was trying to be the hero. He was, he's got to go next man up mentality, and I believe he learned that in the Philadelphia series, and now against Milwaukee, he can be Ohtani-san once again. He'll be the key factor because pitching and defense. That's what's going to win your series. This is where we're at right now.
no,
Pitching,
it's
defense in the playoffs.
it's right.
Runs at a premium, but when you have Ohtani-san at the top of your lineup, and Mookie had an excellent series, hit 385 against Philadelphia. He was my co-MVP, was Mookie and Sasaki. Those are my two MVPs of that series. Mookie played great. He did the wheel play, the famous wheel play, of course, on the bunt that turned that game around.
Yes,
That was Mookie's idea. So I believe a big series is coming from Ohtani-san. You'll
so
just,
much fun.
and you just can't look at the names because you look at the names, it looks, outrageously Dodgers. They have the big names: Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Teoscar Hernandez, Muncy. They have the names.
But
Kike
everybody's
Hernandez.
asleep. Everybody's asleep. Everyone's sleeping.
You know,
Otani-san can't hit it out of the infield, and Freddie Freeman has had his struggles. I mean, Muncy's the only one that, if he comes to life, he could change the series.
he's an X factor.
Yeah,
Muncy's an X factor. But
yeah,
I'm watching the Milwaukee Chicago game, and you look at his Milwaukee lineup, and you say, "Who are these guys?"
I
You know,
know.
Andrew Vaughn can hit.
Yeah,
He can hit a home run.
anytime.
Contreras can hit a home run.
Yep,
Chirios can hit a home run. Turang can hit home runs. These are not household names, but they hit,
they
and
hit
we've already experienced them. Like you say, PJ, they beat the Dodgers 6 straight times.
six.
I mean, it doesn't matter that they're no names; they're big names.
They're big
Milwaukee
names.
is big, man.
Yeah,
Big names because they play so well. For their manager is the old school college type
yep,
manager. Just gets them to contact hitters. They're going to wear down the Dodgers staff.
yes,
This is what they do. They contact. They play the game the right way. You know, they're fast. They play excellent defense. Contact hitters. Situationally, they're good hitters. Bullpen strong.
strong.
They got the big Mizrachi.
Oh, the
Uh,
6'8" giant.
yeah, the big Lebowski. They got the big Mizrachi.
What's his
Uh,
name?
you know, they have excellent pitching. I know they got a Peralta in their rotation
Yes,
who's an
Peralta. Yeah,
excellent pitcher. Bullpen. You saw the bullpen last night.
yeah.
Very strong bullpen. So listen, it's going to be a tight series. I love the Dodgers in 6. I had the Dodgers in 4 over Philadelphia, so
Wow.
I got that right. But who cares at this point? It's a brand new series.
You did get that right.
I got it right. I like the Dodgers in 6 over
Six.
a very pesky Milwaukee Brewer team that's playing excellent baseball. But so are the Dodgers. The Dodgers have won 9 of 10. Uh,
The
you know,
difference is, I'll tell you what the difference is. Difference is, and they proved it over the course of this season. The Brewers know how to play small ball, and
yes.
they do it very, very well. And in games like this, where it's going to come down to one or two runs, the edge goes to the Brewers because they know how to eke out a run. They'll bunt on, they'll steal second, they'll get to third, and then they'll bunt again with one out, and they'll get home. But whatever it takes, they know how to play small ball. Dodgers do not. They're not good bunters, Roberts doesn't like to bunt, and he doesn't like to play small ball. He likes to, bash. But the Dodgers aren't bashing right now. So this is going to be a very, very tight season. I mean, a series. And I think more than that, whoever wins is gonna make the least amount of errors. It's gonna be a game of an error here and an error there that causes the winner, in my opinion.
And how ironic, PJ, is Alanis Morissette would say that the Dodgers win the Philly series on a swinging bunt by
Yes.
Pages
Because-
to Kirkering, who threw it, to
Yeah. The wrong place. Let's say the wrong place.
he threw it to Pasadena somewhere. I mean, he just
Yeah.
he freaked out on the play.
He
That
totally freaked out.
He totally freaked out because he had him at, just to go back to that play because it decided, game four, which was an insane way to, finish off a series. But that, you had the play at first base. I mean, Pages was halfway to first base. All you had to do was wheel and throw to first.
Yeah.
But when he kicked it, all bets were off.
All bets were off.
Freaked out.
And isn't
And
it funny and ironic? Isn't it ironic that you watch it time and time again with pitchers who have pinpoint accuracy, but when it comes to making just a throw, a lot of times, more often than not, they throw it away. You watch him at first base throw it over the heads to the side. He did the same thing at home plate. It's just so weird that pitchers you would think would have the best control of just an average throw. But when it comes to pitching, it's one thing. When it comes to just a throw in a hurry, they get keyed up and they can't make the throw. And you see it time and time again with pitchers. It's amazing to me.
another ironic factor. Who wins the game for the Dodgers but a guy who was a total non-factor, Andy
Yeah.
Pages, deep funk. So imagine if Pages and Otani-san can get back to
Oh,
their stroke, get their groove back,
yep.
as Estella did, get their grooves back,
Sorry, I
and
put them
then
back.
Milwaukee has a problem.
Yeah. My phone's talking to me.
Ah,
Um,
hello.
she said sorry, but she's telling us we need to move on probably. But you know, on the other side of the things, what are you thinking for the American League?
Well, I'm thinking Seattle is tough. Toronto looked great against the Yankees. They totally vanquished a Yankee team that was not well put together, as was pointed out by so many critics. They have five DHs on one team.
Uh-huh.
They had lousy pitching. They had a lousy bullpen. They had lousy situational hitting, and you had Judge and who? I mean, no one. Stanton failed to step up. No one else besides Judge had a really good series. So, and Bellinger's gone. Bellinger did not have a good series either. So, Toronto took care of them easily, it seemed. It was just, if you're a Yankee fan, you got a long way to go. They were in the World Series last year.
Yeah.
And now they can't make it to the, to the championship series, in their league. Shows you how difficult it is to repeat, number one, and how difficult it is, what the Dodgers are doing, to get back to the NLCS. At least they have a shot to get back to the World Series if they can beat Milwaukee. But it's so difficult to repeat, PJ. No team has done it since the Yankees of 2000. So I find it fascinating. Jays in Seattle. That's a tough call. I like Seattle.
Do
I
you?
like Seattle.
Okay.
There's something about, Cal Raleigh's season, magical season, and it's great fans up in Seattle. But
Yep.
but Toronto's got great contact hitters. Guerrero went on a tear. Vladimir looked like his father against the Yankees. Vladimir Guerrero had an incredible series. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Seattle in 7. I think it's gonna go 7.
I
Uh,
like
but,
it.
but I
I
like
like it.
Seattle.
Yeah.
How about you, PJ?
You know, I'm thinking I've been back and forth on this, but I think that it's Seattle's time. I really do. I think it's their time to get there. I think I overweighted. I think they're better than the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays are a good team. I really do. I think they're a strong
Great
team.
contact team.
A lot of contact. They're kind of like the Brewers in this.
Yes.
That's how they play and that's how they hit, and they're very contact oriented. So I went back and forth on it. In the end, I wanted to hear what you said, but I came to the decision that it would be Seattle too. So I'm with you on that one. We're locked in on Seattle for the American League. and we're locked in. You're more locked in on the Dodgers than I am. I'm hoping for the Dodgers, but they're going to have to wake up. They're going to play some tough ball against a team that knows how to play small ball and eke out a run here and there, and they're just going to have to do it. They're going to settle.
Well, I just feel great with that rotation of
Yeah,
Snell.
rotation's great.
Snell is good as game one.
Yeah,
It's going to be the usual. It's going to be the same great rotation. And Glass now gives me great confidence after his
Glass House, great.
six inning masterpiece against the Phillies.
Yeah,
You know, I'm loving that. And it's to start with Snell,
yep,
and then let the rotation do its thing.
yeah.
But I'll tell you who's doing their thing. The National Football League Week 6, PJ.
Come on now.
I can't believe it's Week 6 again. There are no runaway great teams in the league.
No.
I have to say the biggest surprise for me are the Indianapolis Colts.
You know,
With,
the Colts
with,
are actually shocking that they've got the team going the way they do. That team, I agree 1,000% with you. The other team I'd throw in there are the Patriots because I think that they're doing an amazing job. May is doing an amazing job and turning into a franchise quarterback in front of our very eyes, and he's just killing it. So yeah, Indianapolis, for me, the Pats too, I think are the shocking teams, and the Ravens are falling off because of the loss of their quarterback, Lamar. So it's kind of a situation where anybody now could get this, and the Rams are looking even better, I think, as a shot to get back into it with the way things are going right now. You can't rule out Mayfield. Can't rule out the Bucks and Mayfield.
that's a great call on Mayfield. He's also, I think, early MVP voting.
Yeah,
There's Baker Mayfield
yeah.
also leading Tampa Bay. But who's got problems are the Chargers, PJ.
Oh yeah.
Again, the offensive lines in tatters,
Completely.
as the Stones would
Completely.
say, they're in
Yeah.
tatters.
They're in tatters, and they just lost Hampton. Uh,
Hampton's out there, so they have no running game,
they have
basically.
no running game. And when you're saying that Vidal is going to be our running back,
Yeah,
you have no running game. So now they've got to go strictly to the pass. They got great receivers, as we
but they
know.
have no protection, number one.
Right,
Herbert's been picked off like what 4 times the last few games.
right.
He's been crazy, beat up in the pocket. The pressures have been relentless on Herbert.
Yeah,
They've lost 2 straight games. 27 unanswered
yeah.
last week. That is to the Commanders at home. That is not hardball football, man.
No.
He's got to get them right in Miami. That's a trap game for them because you're traveling East Coast. Who knows
Yeah,
what's going to go down in Miami? But that's a must win because then they're 3-2. They've
yep.
lost 2 in a row, back to back. Denver's playing great ball. They just won in England. They beat the Jets with 9 sacks this morning in England. So Denver's at the top of the division.
Denver.
Uh, Chiefs are going to find a way, even though they're not the vintage Chiefs. They still have Patrick Mahomes, man. And
As long as you got Mahomes, you're never out. You're never.
exactly when you Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, you have a shot to win and come back. So the AFC West, is up in the air. But PJ, we've got to give it up for my Giants, my New York, who I've been I
Wow.
suffer with the Giants and the Jets for decades, but that somehow, some way, there is hope in New York. I mean, after the Yankees got eliminated by Toronto, the city was down.
I
And
know.
there came Jackson Dart, there came Scatterboo. And I'm telling you, when they beat the world champion Eagles by 17,
Yeah.
and they went into victory formation, the city went crazy. Scatterboo, he is
Scattered.
the new spark that is lighting up New York City. Angry white running back,
That's
98 yards, 3 touchdowns against Philadelphia, doing those somersaults.
yeah.
He's got New York nuts.
He's
They
got him
love him.
nuts. He's got
They
him
love him
fired.
because he runs with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
Every play, he just puts his head down and goes nuts. New York loves this guy.
They love
And
him
they
and they love Dart too. I mean, both of
love
these guys
Jackson Dart.
together. Who knew at the start of the season we'd be talking about these two guys? But the two of them together, you're right, are just really electrifying New York, and they're electrifying the Giants, and they saved that whole coaching staff, which was about one more loss away from being broomed out. Because
Dable was on his way out.
oh no, he had one more loss in him, and he was gone along with his coaching staff too, I believe. But yeah, they have saved that, and they've put him on the track of winning. They've got energy behind him. Who knows how far they go?
One team that really needs a win desperately for Pete Carroll are the Las
Oh,
Vegas Raiders.
yeah.
Geno Smith is in such a deep funk, leads the league in picks. They just have not gotten anything going after beating New England in week one.
He looks confused now, and he looks troubled. I don't know what the story is with him. He definitely,
It's Skip Kelly, offensive coordinator. They're having problems.
they're having trouble.
Pete Carroll is not getting his Yunty fix. The rookie running back
Right.
has to get more involved in the offense,
Yep.
to help out Geno because
Yeah.
Geno looks horrible.
Yeah. He looks,
Geno, I've never seen him look this bad, but
no.
he
No.
leads the league in picks. They've got to get it together. So they have a big week ahead of them. They need a win badly.
Yeah.
But every week in the NFL is a week of attrition. So many injuries, PJ. I've never seen a league this injured.
And major injuries to major players,
Yes.
to important players that make or break a team with Burrow and Lamar and all these guys that are out. Now Hampton for the Chargers. I
And
mean, just
Joe Alt,
Joe Walt,
the
all these
offensive
guys.
tackle.
Yeah, just it is well, you know what it's doing? It's changing the complexion of this season. In other words, it's giving the teams like we mentioned, like, Indianapolis and the Patriots and these types of teams a chance to rise up and actually do something this season because the main teams are down. The teams that normally are weighted to win are not winning. The Chiefs, another one in that whole mess where they're doing okay, but they're not doing what the Chiefs usually do. So with these teams down, it gives the other teams a chance to rise up. Look at the silent Cowboys. They're coming on, even though Jerry Jones is flipping people off. And speaking, of course, of the Cowboys,
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing better, but is Jerry Jones doing better? Because, I mean, flipping off Jets fans may not be the best look for somebody that's got $16.1 billion in the bank and supposed to be representing America's team and standing in his box, flipping off Jet fans. I mean, what do you think of that whole thing?
Well, listen, Jerry Jones has his own crazy, wacky agenda. He wants that limelight. He wants that spotlight, shining on him. I don't think it affects him one way or the other. I think
No.
that's the world. Just Jerry's world.
Yeah.
And that it comes with Jerry's world. Comes with being so-called America's team for all these
Yeah.
decades, and now basically they are no longer America's team. But in Jerry's mind, they're America's team. And Dak Prescott's having an MVP-esque season.
He's doing great. He's doing great.
Their defense is a sieve, but their offense is moving the ball. And Dak's having a wonderful year. But that's Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
That's just Jerry Jones. I'll tell you what I'm really loving was college football Saturday. Even though Penn State's coach Franklin has been fired, Penn State had a horrific year
Yeah.
after the UCLA loss. That was it. They kept losing, and now after 12 years, James Franklin's out in Happy Valley. Not so happy for James Franklin, but he's a tremendous coach. But obviously has some problems with the Nittany Lions this year. Your Trojans, PJ, they manhandled number 15 Michigan.
They look good. They after a terrible last game, they came back and they do look good. They look much stronger and rolled up some points. So, we'll see. I think the big game for them right now, obviously the next game, Notre Dame. We have to see how they play against Notre Dame.
I think they'll handle Notre Dame, but this phenom freshman walk-on running back from Calabasas, King Miller, the King had like over 158 yards.
The King.
Big score.
Yeah.
Jaden, Maileva again,
Yeah.
a couple of touchdowns, tremendous. He's in the Heisman. He's got to be in the Heisman
Gotta
talk.
be. Yeah, it's
He's,
gotta
he's
be.
been, if USC can keep winning, and UCLA goes into Michigan State, into East Lansing, and losing, I think it was 13-0, 38 unanswered points.
38.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ayamaya was tremendous. And the team responded once again,
Yeah. Yeah.
to Coach Skipper and and Coach Neuheisel, and they've won 2 in a row.
Two in a row.
That's
Hmm.
shocking.
That is shocking. And to see them roll up numbers like that against Michigan State, not that Michigan State's a powerhouse, but you would expect better. And they kind of have a schedule where they could keep winning. They play Maryland next. We'll see what happens with that. But be fun when they get to the USC game, USC UCLA, always a good
And,
time.
and suddenly UCLA is no walkover for USC.
No.
A couple of weeks ago, it was a crush.
Yeah.
Now you don't know, even though it's going to be at the Collie, and the Trojans are playing, some really good football.
Yeah.
My favorite game of the year. I covered this when I was in Austin, Texas, and I love it every year. I follow it intensely. Texas, Oklahoma.
Oh,
The Longhorns sprung the upset of number 6, Oklahoma, but I love it. Bevo is blissed out. The 2,000-pound beast, Bevo
yeah.
the Longhorn steer, is blissed out.
Yes.
Redemption from Manning. Made some big throws. Texas defense was tough. They had the Boomer Schooner there, the Texas Fairgrounds in Dallas. Tremendous game for Texas. And they're back in the conversation. They're going to be back in the top 25, along with USC should be back in the top 25.
Yeah.
When you throttle Michigan like that, totally manhandled Michigan.
Yep.
And Texas, big second half against Oklahoma. So college football, as crazy as ever, PJ. I've got to ask you.
Yes.
We're on the cusp of the NBA season. LeBron James comes up with the second decision, getting everyone nuts. It turns out to be a scam. He's doing an ad for a cognac commercial.
Of course.
LeBron James, get your act together. 8th year as a Laker. You don't screw with Laker fans. Laker fans were paying big money for the final game of the season to see LeBron. Are you kidding me? LeBron James, you see the brick. That's right, Bron. Don't be
There it is.
Laker fans, man. You see the brick, LeBron? Decision. Drink your cognac, man, but don't mess with Laker fans. Gong me, you.
Somebody,
what are you thinking?
somebody obviously wrote that for him, and it got the attention that they wanted. Obviously, athletes and the like are not impervious to that kind of thing. They're
A
buying
cognac
they're
commercial?
well,
Come
they're
on.
buying liquor companies like crazy. I mean, come on, all these guys are. Michael Jordan has a company. Everybody's got a liquor company now. That's the new thing. James Harden has got wines. I mean, come on, everybody's in on it. So, you give them. They came up with a good little click to get everybody talking, and probably paid him a pretty penny. Not that he needs it, but yeah, I see the brick. I see it. I see why you gave it to him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's out for a month with sciatica.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long season for LeBron.
Yeah.
And that's why it's Luka's team,
Yep.
and Luka will direct the Lakers
Yep.
until LeBron gets back.
I will say this, Victor, we have to wrap up, but I will say this in regards to LeBron. His kids were spotted last night at Universal Studios going through the horror nights of there and going through the mazes. And Bronny was there and he was scared to death. Reports are that he got really scared and jumped. And these scare actors talk, when they do this, and they know who's coming through the mazes. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that whole unit goes through every year, and LeBron usually joins them, but probably because of his sciatica and everything laying low, he wasn't there this year. His kids were there. Bronny jumped big time, and so that's kind of a fun way for us to wrap up this week, and a little LeBron talk.
And a little from Irvin Magic Johnson. He'll be leading the Rose Bowl parade, 137th edition of the Great Rose Bowl Parade. Magic Johnson will be the leader of the flotilla. So congratulations, Irv.
Yes.
And I just wanted to say, I was able to ride the float a few years ago. My beloved bride Yuko rode the float with Muhammad Ali, and
That's right.
Bud Aldrin many years ago. So both of us have ridden that float. Irvin Magic Johnson, a perfect choice for the Rose Bowl this year. It's going to be beautiful on New Year's Day. So Irvin Magic Johnson, once again,
Yeah.
he's the main man.
Well, he represents LA. He represents the universe, the Magic
Exactly,
Man.
represents the universe. I love it, PJ. I love you, and
Love you, buddy.
love
Great
the Chris
job.
Donovan,
Yes.
love the CD,
Hope
love
Chris can put this together.
well
He
done,
will. He
PJ.
will.
Well done,
Thank you.
PJ,
And
and
thanks to Ukes. Thanks to Dave.
Dave Cardona, our graphic
Yes.
master, Yuko
Yes.
on the gongs and putting it all
Yes.
together. Much love to everybody. Enjoy your National Football League and your Major League Baseball playoffs, man. It's going to be wild.
Woo! It's going to be.
As they say, feeling you.
Hey.